the economic effects must be set alongside social and environmental effects. So we've tried to rise above just a concern with the economic effects of tourism development to bring in acknowledgement of these wider effects, and to acknowledge that trade-offs must inevitably be made in some cases. And while there's a lot of talk about sustainability with the different pillars, economic, social, cultural, environmental pillars of sustainability, we recognise that trade-offs must be made. If one is seriously talking about sustainability, it will not be the case that any tourism development will enhance all of those pillars at the same time. And I think that once people realise that trade-offs must be made, then they can more realistically analyse the consequences of tourism development at in any particular context. Work I'm currently working on, or research I'm currently working on, includes the notion of an ideal tourist. What is an ideal tourist? Now, an economist might say it's a big spender. You know, the bigger the spending, the greater the economic impacts. Well, that's not necessarily the case. But it's also the case that a big spender has a bigger carbon footprint. So if a tourist is a big spender, they may not be good environmentally. And of course, if a big spender travels around a destination and spends lots of money on transport, then the carbon footprint will grow. And of course, big spenders may not also be good socially as a tourist either. Big spender might hire noisy mechanical transport equipment and so on, and etc. So the notion of an ideal tourist, though, is a very elusive one, because at the end of the day, it's very difficult to get some measure, which is the buzzword and so on. Everyone's talking about tourism sustainability and how necessary it is. What they have to cope with is the enormous challenge from the real world itself, in that people are basically often act in their own self-interest. Sustainability, progress in sustainability requires that people jump on board the sustainability bus. And human nature being what it is, and people often acting selfishly in their own interests, they become what economists call free riders and so on. It's very difficult, I think, to achieve that encapsulates the economic, the social and the environmental. Nevertheless, the notion is an interesting one, and it has all sorts of implications for stakeholders, such as in tourism marketing. The better our knowledge of who is an ideal tourist, then the destination management organisation can reach out to that sort of person and hopefully attract them into the destination.